Yudches Amud Beis, and we'll start Yudches Amud Aleph, 4 lines from the bottom. So we had the Meiser of V'chir and V'yainason. They were going through basic forest, and the tzitzis were dragging. And V'yainason's tzitzis were dragging. Rabbi Yechia said, pick it up, so the Mesim shouldn't say that tomorrow they're coming to us and today they're disgracing us. So the question was, do the Mesim know what's happening in Olam Hazeh? So he asked that the pasuk says, "Haksiva Mesim Einim Yodim Meuma." The Mesim don't know anything at all. So why is that a concern? They are not aware of what's happening in this world. Amar Lei, he answered back to him, "Im Karias Lo Shanis, Im Shanis Lo Shilasht." If you learned, you didn't chazar, and if you did, you didn't do it 3 times. Im Shilasht, and if you did, Lo Pirshulach, they did not explain it to you. That's not what and that's not what it means in the pasuk when it says "V'Mesim Einam Yodim Me'uma," that the Mesim don't know anything at all about what happens in Olam Hazeh. No, the pshat is ki Achaim Yodim. The reish of the pasuk is Achaim Yodim Sheyamusu. What it means is Elat Tzadikim Shemivisasam Nikro Chaim. It's referring to tzaddikim that they're, even after their death, are called living. They are living. Their tzaddikim have eternal life. So the pshat in the pasuk says, "Hachayim," that tzaddikim yodim sheyamusu. They know that they will die, and therefore they live their life accordingly, and they live their life with tshuva ma'asim tovim because they know that they will die. And the sefer of the pasuk is "V'hamesim eina yodim me'uma." The Rishoyim don't know anything. They live their lives as if they're never going to die, and they don't do tshuva. They don't do tshuva ma'asim tovim. It doesn't mean, he says, that the dead don't know what's happening in Olam Hazeh. It means the Mesim, what it refers to in the pasuk he holds is Rishoyim, who are considered Mesim, are called Mesim. Even in this world, they're called Mesim. They don't know anything at all. They live their lives as fools without knowing anything at all. But tzaddikim are called Chaim. They're called people that are Chaim, and even after the Misalsim, they're called Chaim. Shenemru v'nayahu ben Yoyada ben Ish Chai. It calls him a ben Ish Chai, Rav Pa'olim. He was a Rav Pa'olim mikapsel. He was many great deeds from the place of Kapsel. Who hika eshnei Ariel Moav, he killed the 2 officers of Moav. Who yorad v'hikes hari b'sei chabor b'yam eshelek, and he hit the lion in the boar in the pit in the snowy day. That's literally what the pasuk means. The Gemara is going to now darshan it as follows. So it says V'naya ben Yoyada ben Ish Chai. He is the son of a living man. What do you mean? Everyone else are the sons of dead people. Why does it say Ben Ish Chai? He is the son of a living man. Everyone is the son of someone who's alive. Ella, the pshat is Ben Ish Chai she'afila b'misa also kara Chai. Means even after his misa he was called Chai because he's a tzaddik. From here we see that a tzaddik even after misa is considered Chai. Rav Pa'olim, now we continue darshaning the pasuk. Rav Pa'olim mekapsel sheriva v'kavetz Pa'olim l'Torah. He did many great deeds, and for the benefit, for the kavod of the Torah. Where we darshan is as follows: Shaloi hinei kamoisa loy b'mikdash rishon v'loy b'mikdash sheni. The Ariel, we darshan it as its form, is the way the pasuk Yeshaya refers to the base of Mikdash. Hoy Ariel. So no one was like him, not during the time of first base of Mikdash, and not the second either. We darshan it as follows. It means that he was toivel for to be matar himself from his care. He was toivel matar himself in the cold, icy waters, and that's why it calls that he killed the lion, because he overcame the great cold. So with great gvura he overcame that, and he was toivel in the icy waters. And Ikadamra the Tana Sifra the Beirab beyond the Sifra, that he learned the Sifra on the winter day. He learned Sifra. So Rashi says that the Tosfos rather says that that's like a lion that it's so difficult. This is considered one of the most difficult Svarim. So it's that Gevura that he was able to learn it on a winter day that's considered that he hit the lion, because it required great Gevura, great strength to do that. And why is it called B'Seich HaBor? And Taisa says, literally the pasuk means that it was in the pit, but it's called Seich HaBor. Taisa says because this was in the middle of the different Sforim. This is in the middle of it. It's called Hike Es Hari B'Seich HaBor. So the continuation of the pasuk is V'Amesim, as we said before. V'Amesim Einu Yodim Me'uma El Rishoyim Shebechayim Kruyim Mesim. But on the other hand, the Rishoyim don't know anything. The Mesim Einu Yodim Me'uma is to consider the Rishoyim that even in their lifetimes they're considered Mesim. They live their lives not knowing anything, not being cognizant of the fact that life is short and there's going to be a din v'chesher. Shenema v'ata chol Rosha Nasi Yisrael. The Navi says to Tzidkiyahu, he calls him a Cholol Rosha Nasi Yisrael, for not giving Musar, for not rebuking, admonishing his generation. It calls him a halal, a mace, a corpse. So you see that even in the living, even though he's a tzaddik, but in this regard, he was admonished. So it calls him a halal, even though he was living. It calls him a mace. Another proof that the Rishoyim are called Mesim even during their lifetime, because the pasuk says, "Al pi shnei edim or shloisha edim yumas hameis." It says yumas hameis, the person will die. Now it says yumas hameis, the dead will be killed. Now it's talking about edim, or testifying against a person who's a rasha, and therefore Bezin will kill him. Why does it say yumas hameis? At this point where the edim are testifying against him, he's living. Chayo Ella hameis mikar. He's a rasha, so he's considered a mace even during his lifetime. So continue on with this inyan, whether the Mesim are aware of what's happening in Olam Hazeh. Bnei Rav Chia Nafal went to a village. They forgot their learning. They were greatly pained. They pained themselves greatly to try to remember their learning. Does our father know what this tsar? How could he possibly know? Even if a person will have great kavod in this world, then his father will not know of that. His father, who is not in this world, who is a mess, will not know of that. So you see that they're not aware of what's happening here. What do you mean they don't know? His boss of the flesh of the maize will be pained as he's being decomposed. It will pain him. He'll feel the suffering. So you see that even after the Misa, they do feel and know what's happening in Olam Hazeh. And he'll mourn for his nefesh. The worms, the decomposing of the maize is as painful as like pricking a living person with pins. He answered, their own personal suffering, yes, they're aware of. But they're not aware of the suffering of others. Are they not? I'll tell you, we learned in a Brisa, he gave tzedakah, this chassid gave tzedakah to a poor person on Erev Rosh Hashanah. It was at a time of famine. Also, Ishtai and his wife was angry with, upset with him, and she embarrassed him. And he went to sleep in the basic forest. And he heard two spirits from that they were talking to each other. One said to the other, my friend, let's go travel during the world. And we'll hear from behind the pargud, behind the mechitza, what Puranas is, what kind of Puranas, what type of punishment is coming to the world. Her friend said, I can't travel with you because I'm buried in a mat of reeds. Either it's not covered for me to go it this way, or her spirit was not able to leave because the breed was not decomposed, so she was bound up and could not leave this clothing that she had, this machsel shalkonim. So she said, you go. And what you hear, tell me. So she went, and she traveled through the world of Ba, and she said, what did you hear from Acharei Parga? I heard, whoever plants this year by the first rainfall, during the first rainfall, Bora Malaka it's going to be ruined by the hail. So this chassid that overheard this, he planted by the second rainfall. He delayed his planting. The rest of the world, their crops were ruined. And his was saved. The following year, again, he went to sleep in the basic forest. And again, he heard the spirits speaking to each other. One said to the friend, let's go travel through the world. Let's hear what Puranas is going to befall the world. Didn't I tell you already? I can't because I'm buried in the mat of reeds. You go, you go and tell me. She went and traveled. What did you hear? This time I heard that whoever plants during the second rainfall, Malka Oisa will be ruined by the wind blast. So this chassid overheard it. So he did the opposite, and he planted early. He planted in the first rainfall. The rest of the worlds were ruined. If it wasn't ruined by the wind. So then the wife of this chassid saw these unusual occurrences 1 year after the next. Why last year everyone's crops were ruined? And this year the whole world's nishtav. So he told her over everything that happened and what he overheard. So not long after that, there was an argument, a quarrel between the wife of this chassid and between the mother of this young girl, this young maiden, who was the one that was buried in the mat of reeds. So they got into a quarrel. So she said to the mother, so she wanted to put her down and to degrade her. She said, I'll show your daughter that she's buried in a mat of reeds. The following year, again the chassid went to sleep in the basic forest. And again he heard the spirits talking to each other. Again, let's go and travel and hear what's going to happen to the world. She said, leave me alone. What we're talking, the words that's between us, the living are aware of what we're talking, what we're discussing. So don't you see, Alma Yode? We see that they are aware of what's happening in the world, that the Mason are aware of what's happening in the world. Mara says, no, it's not a proof. Because maybe in the interim, someone else died. Someone who was aware of what happened between Doisa Chassid was aware of that. He died, and then he told them, in Oilam Emes, he told these two spirits. But maybe they are not aware of, they don't observe and aren't aware of what's happening in the world itself, in Oilam Hazeh. Let's bring a right from the following. He put entrusted money by an innkeeper on the Asel of Asel of Rav. So, on the Asel of Asel of Rav, Shchiva, And in the interim, when he came back from learning from the base medrash, he was nifter. Now he didn't know where his money was. Also, he went after her to the basic forest. He wanted to know where his money was. Also, where's the money that I entrusted with you? She said to him, Zil shaklina metuse, may go and get it from underneath the tzinora didasha, from the pivot of the doorway, beduch plan, in a certain place. That's where the money is hidden. And also, she says, tell my mother, Tisharali Misrake v'gutsa dekuchla b'hari palnisa. Send my comb and my cosmetics, my tube of cosmetics, with a certain young woman. Because she's going to be nifter, she's going to come to Shemaim tomorrow. So you see, Alma Yade, that they do know what's happening. She apparently was aware that this young girl was on her deathbed, and she said she's going to die and come. So apparently they are aware what's happening in Olam Hazeh. Moore says no, perhaps not. Dilma Doima, maybe the Malach Doima who was in charge of the Mason, called him Umachrizlu, made an announcement and proclaimed that so-and-so, this young woman, is going to come tomorrow to Shemaim. But maybe they are not aware of what's happening in the world as it's happening. Let's bring a right from the following. The money of the assignment was entrusted to him for safekeeping. When he was nifter, Shmuel was not by him, and therefore he was unable to tell Shmuel where the money was. He was nifter, and nobody knew where he put this money, where he hid this money that was entrusted to him by the assignment. People then were chayshid, they suspected that he kept the money, and they called Shmuel, they called the son of the one who takes the money of the assignment. So Shmuel, he went after into the Chatzar, to the courtyard of the Mason. Amalu be'ina Abba, I'm looking for Abba, my father. Amalu Abba tubi'ika, there are many Abbas over here. Amalu be'ina, I'm looking for Abba bar Abba, I'm looking for Abba, the son of Abba. Amalu Abba bar Abba nami tubi'ika, there are many people who are called Abba bar Abba over here. Tubi'ika. Amalu be'ina Abba bar Abba with the Shmuel, I'm looking for Abba bar Abba, the father of Shmuel. Where is he? He went to the Masechet, the Yeshiva Shalmala. In the interim, he saw Levi the Yasa Barai, who's not in the circle of the Mason. Why are you sitting outside? Why are you sitting outside here? Now, just in general terms, there is machlokes in the Meforshim. Is this something that happened that he really observed, or is this all in a chaloim? Is this all in a dream? Nevertheless, whether it's he observed it in reality, he observed it, or it was in a chaloim, he saw that Levi was not sitting in the circle of the mess. He was sitting outside. So he asked, "My time Salkas, why didn't you go to the Yeshiva Shalmal and Sifted Rikia?" Amar Le, the Amar Le, call Kihanach Shine, because they told me that all those years, the Loislikas Limit Sifted Hafiz, that you did not go to the base medrash of Rabbis, you did not go to hear his drosha, his shiur, daita, and you caused him pain, you caused him chalishas adas, but therefore you were not being brought up to the Masifted Rikia, Shir Shamal. In the interim, his father came. So Shmuel saw that his father was crying and he was laughing. It's why you're crying. It's because you're shortly coming up, you're going to be nifter, and you're shortly coming up to the Shemaim. Why are you laughing? Because he's happy, because the Chashim is Bahai Alma Tuva, because you consider it to be a very prominent, very chosh of a person, Bahai Alma. Machlokes Rashi and Taisus doesn't mean in High Alma and Olam Hazeh, in this world he's considered to be choshev, whereas Taisus says Bahai Alma means in Shemaim that you consider choshev. Amalei said to him, if I'm considered so prominent, little Levi, raise up Levi, bring Levi up to the Rakia of the Yeshiva Shalmala. By little Levi, and they brought him up. They acquiesced and they brought him to the Masechet Rakia. Amalei, he asked him, where is the money that was entrusted, the Simon's money that you had for safekeeping? Amalei, Zil Shaklina, Ba'am, take it from the bed of the mill. That's where it's hidden over there underneath. The money that's on the bottom, on the ground level, the money that's on top, that belongs to us. And the money that's in the middle belongs to the Simon. That's their money. My time of this hachi. Why did you place it in that manner? I wanted to ensure that the money of the Simon was protected. Ours is on top. So if Ganavim come, that's the first thing that they'll see. So if they steal, they'll steal our money, and they won't take the money of the Simon. If it's going to be the one that's at the bottom, is more susceptible to be decomposed by the ground. It's lying on the ground. It's one that's more at risk of being decomposed by the ground. So ours is on the bottom level. And if that's going to happen, it will happen to our money, and again, their money will be protected. So you put the money in the assignment in the middle level to protect it from Ganovim, to protect it from the iron, from the ground, from being decomposed. So, however, in any event, they see in any event that they do know. So if it's, how do we see that we know? Because he said you're choshev. He says you're choshev. So if he's choshev in this world, we understand that he knows that he is choshev and he's choshev in this world. Or alternatively is that if he's choshev, that he's considered choshev in Shemayim. If he's considered choshev in Shemayim, but he knows that tomorrow he's going to come to Shemayim, so they know what's happening in this world, the events that are going to occur in this world. More answers. No, maybe it's because he's choshev that they proclaim in Shemayim that kalme machrazeh, that their machrez panu mokam, make space for Shmuel. Meaning, because he's choshev, they said panu mokam, make space for Shmuel. That shows not that Avud Shmuel knew what was happening in Olam Hazeh, but in Shemayim they proclaimed, make space for this choshev a person. So therefore, you see that's how he knew that he was considered a choshev, because in Shemayim they proclaimed that Shmuel was considered a choshev.